Hello and welcome to Mad Dog's Adventures in 40K. I'm Mad Dog Merv, and today we're going to look at some of the Templars that I've been working on, and particularly the 3D printed stuff I've done for them. So if you haven't seen it from my other recent shows, this is the Mars 5 Ultra that I have, and it works absolutely awesome in printing some of the little bits that I need for my Templars. So here is a flaming sword that I did, and these three characters here, they're some of the first ones that I did, and they turned out very well. Good crisp prints. The one fellow's flipping everybody off. Um, Here is an altar that I did. One of the first ones that I worked on, and I got it painted up now. Got some of the candles on it, looking pretty good. I did these two very large statues that I'm going to be using for some scenery and got the bases printed for them. And this is my Emperor's Champion that I also printed, and he turned out very well. Of course, I've got to finish him up, but he, as a print, looks really good. Here he is again, alongside the guy with the cape is he's got the claws and printed him, and you can see this captain in the background that I did as well. And on the right are some of the guys that I've done in the past that just aren't quite finished yet. So you can see in the middle the guy with the helmet. We'll show you more of those guys later. Went ahead and printed out some bodies because I've got a ton of arms and heads and whatnot like everybody else does. So these are going to make some good infantry at some point. Now this group is just a bunch of odds and ends, but starting there on the left, you've got a couple of relic shields. You've got a really neat bunch of bases that are kind of ruined urban bases. There's a cape, flaming sword, and some other swords for the Templars, as well as some of the candles, some tabards that, of course, Templars, they need tabards. And here's some capes that I made for them as well. And they turned out really well. And remember these guys? So I went ahead and printed up some palindromes for them that I had found. Uh, yeah, these are going to look really good on them. I'm going to have to go back and retrofit them. And these characters as well. I'm pretty excited to get those done. Purity seals. I did some Black Templar only purity seals and have a pretty good supply of these. I did have to downsize them just a little bit to make them work, but I think they came out really good. Like hooded guys and, of course, Templars, hoods kind of go together. In the middle, you'll notice that winged helmet and the one that's missing. Well, I'll show you what I wound up doing with that one. But these guys are going to find a neat home. Here is a jump pack marine that I 3D printed and did some of the smoke trails. This is the one so far that I have painted. Not too bad. I definitely need to work on it, but for my first time, not terrible. But that's kind of cool. And then I did this dice tower. Now, I had to print this about 20% smaller than it's supposed to be, so it would fit in my printer. And it came in several different pieces to print. It took about 4 days to print everything. But you can see I'm also going to use it as a piece of terrain. I've got a Templar up there on top guarding things. It's definitely not finished painting yet. I did some OSL, which is the first time I've done OSL. Uh, but it's got the base color, it's got a wash on it, and then I've got to go back and do a bunch of dry brushing and such. But yeah, it works really good with my dice, and I'm excited to be able to use this as such. It comes apart in 3 different sections, which is really kind of nice. Now, this guy might look familiar to you. I saw a Templar sniper online, and I loved this cape. The cape was easy. You just wraithbone, gone over with some of that rust that I use, the rust wash that I use, and then dry brushed. I did the airbrushing for the kind of a power transition. I'm not real happy with that. It's about the 3rd or 4th one I've done, and I definitely need to work on it more. But here he is, ready to go. All the scroll work was done with the decals that you get from the Ultramarines kits. And here's his glowing green eyes. I do need to work on this edge highlighting a bit. to me, it's a little bit chunky, and I do need to try and get it a little bit smaller if at all possible. But all in all, not too terribly bad. I still need to dull coat the decals, the polydrons and whatnot. And here he is, kind of from this angle. I do like how he turned out, but yeah, there's some details I need to work on a little bit better. So here is the scroll work that is all done with those decals on the purity seals. I do like how they turned out. This one, unfortunately, drifted on me just a little bit after I put the decal set on it. But you can also see that my edge highlighting definitely needs more work. But I keep practicing. So here's that helmet. I thought the helmet would look really good on a Hawk Lord, and yep, I do. I like the way it turned out. But I also 3D printed these flamethrower flames, two different styles. I like how they turned out, but I've got to tell you, they're heavy. So I'm having to hold the base down. Definitely got to figure out a way. I mean, it's magnetized, but I don't have a magnetic board underneath it. So, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks.